The T app, an app that was growing in popularity in the span of 2025, which involved women posting pictures of men they may know or have seen and asking other women on the app any of their rights.
That actually has to be a crazy lineup of comments on your profile. Asshole, likes, evil. That first 3 is insane. 32 versus 9. Yeah, you're cooked.
Flags.
All right. And today we've got the 2025 timeline by TommyNFG. I think it's been a break since we reacted to Tommy. Future me, and it put right here the last time I reacted to a TommyNFG video, because I know I have. I just don't remember when. I know for a fact it was when I was dropping daily during that one summer. That's all I can remember. I don't remember what video it was though. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead, just react to the 2025 timeline, see what happened in 2025, see what I didn't experience. Like, there's some stuff I obviously missed in 25. There's some stuff we didn't miss. Let's see if we recognize everything, and let's see if y'all's bingo boards hit. That being said, let's get into it.
Sorry, I had to take a drink because this year's been a lot. 2025.
Yeah.
Is officially over. This year for me, out of all the 2020s, has felt as close to 2020 as can be. As in a world event happening every month with a mix of dumb brain rot memes to distract us from it. You know how this goes. I thought I would do a timeline on everything that happened this year that we actually cared about. Because a lot of these timelines and recaps every year are trash or boring to me. We cover in the juicy politics, pop culture, memes, social media, entertainment like always. So without further ado, let's go over the 2025 timeline. January 2020.
That timeline pick immediately is nasty though.
Further ado, let's go.
Trump, Kendrick's performance, the men versus gorilla, Labubu's the Roblox stuff, Taylor Swift's horrible album, and the files. Okay, yeah, this is already looking great.
Go over the 2025 timeline. January 2025. We start off the year with it officially being the first year Gen Beta babies are being born in. And their generation will go from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2039. Which means this generation is the main generation Gen Z's kids are gonna come from.
Yeah, these kids are totally gonna be up.
It will be the first generation being mainly raised by kids who grew up with the internet. So to my fellow Gen Zers, can we agree on at least 3 rules? Number 1, no iPads no matter what. Number 2, no parenting, but no super harsh, abusive boomer type of parenting. And number 3, no politics to the kid and let them just be kids. If I see one of y'all post some like this with your kids, I'm blocking you.
Everybody's been freaking out lately about the Epstein emails. But has anybody noticed something? People act like they finally got Trump, even though there's still no actual evidence. Just the same nothing burger with extra seasoning. Here's
boy, if you don't get your squiggly diggly head.
Funny thing is, in the future, I know for a fact I'll see each type of these kids and know exactly how they were raised. Mr. Beast officially gets engaged to his girlfriend in Mr. Beast merch. Come on, Jimmy. We couldn't at least do the marriage without promoting Feastables. Apple agrees to pay $95 million to settle a Siri privacy lawsuit. And as long as you own a Siri-enabled device from 2014 to 2024, you can get a whopping $20 per device. Also, something to note is that $95 million is about 9 hours of profit for them, so I guess we take our wins where we can. Give me my 20. The Breaking Bad house gets listed as the owner is officially ready to sell it. She definitely got mad at all the YouTubers and TikTokers trying to film it. Every day she was crashing out at somebody pulling up to her house. And it's going for a wonderful, cheap and affordable $4 million, which is 10 times the amount it actually should cost. But with something that historical, I say it's worth it.
I was gonna say, I mean, you have all these people basically coming to a tourist attraction. I don't blame them for putting the price like that.
Justin Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister, officially resigns, mainly due to being highly unpopular in the country. But in the end, he bagged Katy Perry, so who's really winning? California gets devastated by a round of wildfires, which burned about 57,000 acres or 90 square miles of land. And for some reason, they were just unprepared for it completely. Like, they ran out of water so fast. How the f are y'all the highest tax state and don't have prepared? If my house got burned down, I would have took my bags and immediately left to another state to never come back. Tom Holland and Zendaya get officially engaged. Trump gets sentenced to 0 jail.
I didn't even know that happened.
Time over his 34 felony convictions. Sometimes you gotta give.
That is insane to me. 0.
Get sentenced to 0 jail.
0 0 out of how many?
Time over his 34 felony
34 felonies?
convictions. Sometimes you gotta give respect on how the fuck he even ends up getting away with this. It would have been so funny seeing him trying to be president from a jail cell though. NASA announces that 2024 was officially the hottest year on record, surpassing 2023, which is said every year. Do we even need a statement on this anymore? Bonnie Blue breaks the record for the most men slept with in 12 hours, being
still fucking insane.
1,057 men. And according to her account, she had to hire 16 staff for it and only took in the 12 hours 6 minutes of breaks. Yeah, I believe this as much as I believe Epstein ended himself in that cell. Bonnie Blue probably turned a lot of non-religious people religious this year because the amount of depravity was wild. Sadly, the way the world works, there will be someone who comes along eventually that is worse than her. Red 40, aka some would say the miracle powder sent from above, officially gets banned in America, and companies have until 2027 to change it. Almost every country has had it banned for years or decades by now.
Oh yeah, I forgot, because it was right. That's like a banned dye or something. That's like a banned food coloring, right?
By the way, but a win is
or an artificial.
Win? South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol gets arrested on charges for trying to start an insurrection when he randomly imposed martial law in the country. See, I'm American, so I didn't know you can actually go to jail for things like this. Is that how things are usually supposed to work? The earliest evidence of a human transportation vehicle gets found in New Mexico. It's assumed to be about 22,000 years old, and this is the potential sketch scientists have come up with. Nah, it was actually this, but can you imagine? TikTok shuts down in America on the night of January 8th, 2025. The unemployed were scrambling at what they were gonna do with their time. Gooners raided the White House in rage of their goons going away. And worst of all, you can no longer watch TommyNFG's TikToks when he uploads on there once a month. Only for 12 hours later, it to be unbanned and everything to go back to normal. This ban was the equivalent of the Weenie Hut Junior's ride in SpongeBob.
Nah, bro, and they do this so, and they didn't they do it another time before this? Where it was the same thing, but it was like for like a week though, instead of just like 12 hours? Like, dude, if you're gonna make a decision on TikTok, just do it. I'm really like, cause it's getting to a point where it's like there are some people whose actual lives are on there and can't, and because of the way TikTok is, they cannot spread to other platforms. So it's like, bro, we gotta seriously.
And of course, I had to pop up with a message thanking the savior of TikTok, the one and only Donald Trump. Even though he wanted it banned a couple of years ago, I guess the boomer got intel that he's got his own Blazers on there too. And speaking even more of Trump, he officially gets sworn into the American presidency, making him the 47th president in his second and final term as constitutionally possible. Just kidding. It's the year 2036 and Trump is officially serving his 5th term as president, winning in a 99% landslide with no tampering proven by a team of people he chose to pick. That's a joke. Guys. Hopefully. Also, the inauguration went pretty normal, I would say. Typical presidential things with leaders from both political parties present. Nothing off at all, and we can move on from this because it was totally normal. The Gulf of Mexico.
No, I did not expect him to sneak that clip in there. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Tommy, yo, that's crazy, bruh. That's crazy.
Mexico gets renamed to Gulf of America, which for some reason was the top of priority.
Did they? I'm not gonna lie, I forgot all about that because bro, what the fuck did we rename the Gulf of Mexico for? Dead ass, what do we do that for? It's literally, there's no point.
First day, Netflix raises all of its subscription prices as they do every year in a greedy manner, with the standard price going from $15 to $18 a month and the premium price going from $23 a month to $25 a month. Luckily for me, my costs have gone from $0 a month to $0 a month. I mean, I watch everything in as legal of an avenue I can, but just know I can't use the sites I watch on. Kanye West officially becomes a billionaire again. And not only 1 billion, but 2.7 billion. Some things are guaranteed in life. Oxygen, taxes, and Kanye becoming a billionaire again no matter how much he digs himself in a hole. New York, for the first time in 30 years, has no shootings for 5 days in a row. Sad that we have to celebrate things like this, but this is the standard we've reached now. In the video...
Really? That's the... Oh, wow. That's actually crazy. 0 shootings for 5 days in a row And that's like, and how many
Again,
years?
no matter how much he digs himself in a hole. New York, for the first time in 30 years, has
In 30 years is crazy.
no shootings for 5 days in a row. Sad that we have to celebrate things like this, but this is the standard we've reached now. Nvidia loses $589 billion stock value in a day, making it the largest stock loss in a day in US history. This was due to DeepSeek, a Chinese competitor, making a similar AI to the rest for not even close to how much US companies spend. That AI bubble was hitting a real clock, and one way or another, it's coming down. The Weeknd releases his album.
I still don't understand why they actually invested in that shit. Like, bro, Nvidia actually just fucked so many people over with that. Like, first, there were already RAM prices going up because of AI, and now GPU prices are going up because of AI. Because isn't the 5090 supposed to be 5 fucking beans? My fault, not 5 bands. Like, bro, $5K for a GPU is insane. Like, I had to budget my shit already, going for something on around or less than 1,000 for this gaming PC. Imagine wanting a new GPU, but the prices are up to the point where something like the 5090 is like 7K, and a 4090 or a 4060 is like 3K. You should not have to shell out that much money for like bro, you shouldn't have to shell out that much. It's so sad. And it's crazy because it's like Nvidia cards are like some of the best you could get, because the thing is, Radeon cards notoriously have had problems with specific like shit. So I was like, what are you gonna do about it? Not shell out the money to not have problems? Or suck it up? Like, it's so fucked, bro.
Album Hurry Up Tomorrow, selling 490,000 copies first week and becoming one of the highest sold albums of the year. The memes of this month were things like Elon Musk salute, the Guna side. I've played these games.
I forgot about the Guna side.
For dog closing eyes and unemployment guy.
That was this year? I feel like it's been around for a minute, but I guess not.
February 2025. Trump releases the start of the U.S. trade war, hitting Canada with a 25% tariff and a 10% tariff on energy imports, hitting Mexico with a 25% tariff on all their imports, and China with a 10% tariff on top of what was already on it. Throughout this whole year, the whole tariff thing can be best described as a toxic relationship where one person runs back every time. With Trump, it's basically do now, then figure out once actually gets up, pull out, or getting some type of gift or crown from a country, then dropping the tariff immediately on the country. I can't even put in this video what country and what day they may have been tariffed because it'll be too much. Luka Doncic, who is one of the top NBA players right now, gets randomly traded from the Dallas Mavericks to the Lakers. I'm not even a big basketball fan like this, but the way this shook up social media for the day was crazy.
Actually insane.
Considering they traded for a player that's considered utterly washed now. Like, for y'all that don't get it, LeBron James and one of the top young NBA players are now on the same team. It's basically like having Kakashi and Naruto tag team on a fight. People were making up allegations saying it had to be some form of witchcraft for someone to pass it. Himself didn't even know it was gonna happen. You could see people stop everything in their tracks just to react to this.
Yeah, no, like we were playing League and we said it to someone in all chat and they were like, explain it in League terms. And we had to say it's like Faker getting traded to Gen G. Oh my gosh. No, it's actually crazy. And it's crazy that basically happened to us this year still, because what's his name? Guma got traded to HLE. It's crazy that shit still happened. It's crazy that shit happened to us this year. Like, wait. I forgot. Guma got traded to HLE, so that's basically our LeBron and Luka trade.
That can't be real.
I mean, that's basically our Luka trade. Not LeBron and Luka, but shit.
No, it's not real. It's not real. It's not real. No way. It's not real.
It's not real. He said it's not real.
Because why would you trade Luka? He's 25 years old, the face of the Mavericks. He has put that team on his back.
Nah,
he is
facts.
a spring chicken in his prime.
Nah, facts.
Like the FBI, right?
Even JC.
No. This has to be like the Federal Bureau of Intelligence.
To this day, people still don't know why this trade happened, and everyone got used to it. Kanye had one of the worst crash outs in his history of crash outs, and that's saying a lot if you know his history.
You hear about slavery for 400 years? For 400 years? That sounds like a choice.
Oh.
On the night of February...
Nah, it's funny, because even this dude is like, is this guy okay? This man, hold on, let me move my camera. Hold on, this man looking at him like, is this nigga serious? Nah, that actually was one of the worst lines he ever said, bro.
On the night of February 6th, 2025, 9:03 p.m., Kanye decided to start off with the words free.
Oh my
Throughout
gosh.
the next week of him tweeting, he decided to make a tweet worse than the last. Tweeting, I love now what Virgil. Virgil, by the way, was one of his best friends in the industry before he died of cancer. So he's making fun of his friend who died of cancer. And to end it off, he tweeted to everybody that this was supposed to be some sort of social experiment. Yeah, buddy, you ain't Mr. Beast, alright? We could have came up with a better excuse. It didn't even matter though, because right after that he tweeted, I don't like that I said social experiment. I tweeted everything I felt and I'm not fixed nothing. F everyone. He also somehow managed to air a Super Bowl ad while the Super Bowl was happening. Not everywhere, but in a couple places, which is still crazy because who the hell gave this clearance?
So what's up, guys?
No facts.
Like all the money for the commercial on these new teeth. So once again, I had to shoot it on the iPhone.
As of now, Kanye's tweets are all deleted and we'll be waiting until the villain returns back as he usually does. The Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl in their second ever win. Overcoming the Taylor Swift rigging, it was really a win for all of humanity. Kendrick Lamar's halftime show became the most watched in history with 133 million viewers.
Shit.
Apple and Google bring back TikTok to their app stores for people to finally be able to download it again after the ban. Which is funny because everyone that kept it downloaded was able to use it after the ban got lifted. But if you deleted the app, you had to still wait for the app stores to put it back up. Lazy for the win. I got apps on my phone for years I haven't used. Elon Musk has his 13th child with political commentator Ashley St. Clair. You probably could ask Elon to name all 13 of his children and he couldn't do it. The only time you're good to Elon is when he lets you around as a prize when you're 3 and 4. Now he's beefing with her and I think he has beef with all of his baby mamas. With her
So what's the point? What the? Why do you have 13 kids? Niggas over here trying to beat Nick Cannon.
She had to sell her Tesla just to be able to take care of their child.
Wait, actually, matter of fact, hang on a minute. He did beat Nick Cannon. What? How the fuck did you manage to beat Nick Cannon? That's actually fucking insane. Holy shit. That's crazy.
To make 40K a year who defend people like Elon, by the way. The inventor of Nutella sadly passed away, giving all of Americans diabetes with his invention. We truly do thank you for your service. Apple removes its safety features in the UK after their government required it. The reason the UK government did it is to combat crimes and stating that criminals use it because they're protections. I'm sure people's data won't be tampered with and won't get hacked by a foreign entity to be abused. SpongeBob becomes the longest running animated children's show in history. It beat Arthur, which aired for 25 seasons until 2022. It would have been better if they ended the show like 10 years ago though. Friedrich Merz wins Germany's elections to become chancellor. Trump announces the gold card, a visa that wealthy foreigners and basically anyone who can cough up 5 mil can get to get a path to citizenship. I got it for free. It sucks to suck for them. And you can just tell by the look of the card that Trump 100% designed it by himself. A Japanese professor comes up with a calculation that according
a $5 million card to instant citizenship. Why? What? So what's the fucking... Bro.
According to trends now, Japan will only have one child in 695 years, which means we'll no longer have Japanese food, we'll no longer have anime, and worst of all, no more maid cafes. Someone's gotta stop this horror. It's only gonna get worse. I'm volunteering to step up. The plan I would come up with there is everyone gets 2 years off except the essential workers, so things still run. And you all gotta have a baby within these next 2 years to help the population survive. The memes of this month were things like Cave Diver, Artists Who Can't versus Kensing, Gulf of America, and Aura Farming. March 2025. John Cena turns heel in the WWE for the first time, meaning his character goes from hero to villain. This was big considering he's been known as John Cena, the guy who takes pics with Make-A-Wish kids all the time. So with him now, instead, we'll see him give those kids RKOs. Trump gives the longest State of the Union speech in United States history, being 1 hour and 40 minutes. This is how I know my ass could not be in government, because I'd probably be dead sleeping after 30 minutes of listening to that. Scientists create a hydrogel that can heal cuts 90% in 4 hours and be fully done in 24 hours. We really gotta be thankful for the times we were born in, because by the time most of us are old, we're gonna have diseases and things resolved that we wouldn't even have thought was possible 50 years ago. Could you imagine being born a bit early and telling a doctor in the 1500s you had a headache and they drilled a hole in your skull to relieve the pain, then gave you meth mixed with coke as a painkiller? A lot of people would still voluntarily go back with those. We don't know when this is gonna come out because it's still in its testing phase. Just know that all the scientists are gonna randomly die the night before releasing it due to mysterious circumstances. Playboi Carti's album I Am Music officially
I forgot about
the most
this.
anticipated rap album of the year, and I would say the century. For anyone that listened to it the morning it came out, you were all good and it went smooth. For anyone that stayed up to listen at midnight,
This was the worst album drop experience in history.
I stayed up with my friends because I wanted to be with, because we were just talking, and I'm like, all right, look, if this shit drops right now, I will listen to it with you, and I'll give Cardi the chance. Because look, I personally don't like his music like that. That's just me. Does he have good songs? Yeah, of course. But I just personally don't like his music like that. So that being said, I stayed up until whatever time they would. I said, I will stay up with you because if it drops, I will give this the chance. And if it's good, I will admit it. And I'll never say Playboi Carti is shit again. I don't say he's shit anymore just because, like, I try not to say artists are shit. Unless I genuinely fucking hate them. But, like, I literally was just, like, in that. I was just in a mood to be like, you know what? If people are this riled up about it, it's got to be good. I think we stayed up until 4 or 5 a.m. and that was the shittiest thing in the world. On the bright side, we got the bells by I'm Dante.
I was streaming that night to listen, and never in my life have I seen an artist delay his album on the release night 4 times. In the middle of the
that's
album
actually
drop,
insane.
He was calling Kai Cenat and doing this.
Hey man, I love y'all niggas like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love y'all like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm grown in here. Like, I ain't on no mystery shit. But like, I just like to be my myself. You know what I'm saying? I got too much swag. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't be out here like just giving the swag away. So I just.
What's the estimate? What they talking about, Cardi?
What about? They talking? Shit, I about.
For 4 years of wait time, you would expect this to be like the Thriller of rap. A lot of people thought it was good, but they still liked his other albums better. I mean, even Google has it at a 63%. It sold 298,000 first week, but Cardi said it's actually 320,000 because they didn't include physicals and digital sales. And he might be right, because so far it's the most sold rap album this year. Gas prices hit a 4-year low in America. NASA astronauts who were
Bro, let me tell you, I don't pay for gas yet, but I have to pass niggas gas money. And I just watched the prices, bro. And I'm so glad that I wasn't driving it, because now when I do drive, gas prices are going to be at a decent point. We're not at the best point it could be since we were kids, but it's at the best point it can be right now. We'll never get to that point. Probably. Like, the world was much simpler then. But nowadays, the prices are good. So I can't wait to get a car now.
Stranded in space for 9 months officially make it back to Earth after a save mission. They were supposed to be in space for 8 days, but due to technical issues, NASA had to keep delaying it, which somehow got delayed to 9 months. One of them could have had a kid and bring it back to Earth when you really think of it. NASA, y'all get way too much of my tax money to be fumbling this. Like, come on. And out of all companies, SpaceX was the one to send the capsule to bring them back. This might be the only W thing Elon has done this whole year. Finland gets ranked as the world's happiest country for the 8th year in a row. The World Happiness Report includes satisfaction, trust, social support, and freedom. Some other countries to note is the US being in 24th, right next to the UK being in 23rd, Israel.
Damn it, we lost to the UK.
I guess it's easy when you don't care about the people right next to you getting 5 bombs dropped on them an hour. And the last country that barely made the top 25 is Belize, which is crazy considering Belize's population is around 420,000. The original Family Guy pilot finally gets found, and everyone oddly looks different colors, and Quagmire looks like this. Would have been better if they kept him looking like a typical normal guy and not the freak we know now. NBA YoungBoy gets released from prison. Some say the day this happened, the Atlanta streets roared with thunder. YNs got ready to put on the tightest black jeans they could find on Shein. Nike Techs got blown off and dusted off, ready to serve at YoungBoy's will. So far, he's managed to not do anything arrestable in a year, which to me shows he's changed and perfectly sane in the streets. Aiden Ross gets unbanned on Twitch after 2 years of being banned. Doesn't seem like he'll stream on there anytime soon, and if he's gonna keep acting like his kick self, he'll probably get banned forever if he does anyways. Memes of this month were things like Italian brain rot, Ashton Hall morning routine, James Vance Photoshop, and the 2025 meme drought. April 2025. US freedom.
The JD Vance Photoshop. Oh gosh, bro, the Photoshop shit is gonna be so bad this year. I already feel it. I already feel that whatever happens this year, the Photoshop is just gonna be bad, bro.
Finally liberates the country again when Trump launches sweeping tariffs on every country. Doesn't matter if you're a country that's a friend, doesn't matter if you're a country that only has penguins on it and no humans. I'm actually not joking, that's a country that got tariffed. As long as you existed on this god green earth, you were hit with the tariff.
What the fuck are you tariffing penguins for? Nigga, it's their cunt.
Countries were finally gonna pay their dues to the US. And ignore every leading expert who's been studying this for decades saying this would cause economic disaster and consumers are the only ones who actually pay it. The US needs its revenge. Over 96 countries on this day were hit with a tariff, and different ones have different rates. In total now, the US has a tariff on a total of 157 countries. Some over time got moved, some over time got increased. It really depends on his mood on a certain day. If you give him a crown, negative 1,000% tariff. But if you talk very meany, 1,000% plus increase. Eminem becomes a granddad after his daughter has a baby boy, which is amazing and congrats, but can someone just tell him to hang it up now? Minecraft movie releases. Even though it was pretty trash and people were hating on it from the start, memes might have been the thing that single-handedly saved this movie from flopping. People were dressing up as Minecraft characters to watch it in theaters. People were blatantly destroying movie theaters for a meme. Let's give a moment of silence for all the movie theater employees that had to experience that for a whole weekend.
One of my boys worked in the movie theater before, and he worked during Wicked. It wasn't fun for him. I'd have hated for him to have worked during this. And oh my god, would have hated that for him, bro.
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey.
Oh no, this clip was funny as fuck though. I can't hold. Cause look, this nigga bought an actual fucking chicken to him. Isn't this the one where he bought an actual fucking chicken? Like, where did this nigga get a chicken?
Drake passes the Beatles to become the artist with the most weeks charting on the Billboard 200, with his albums charting for 3,348 weeks so far. The Beatles are washed anyways. Their last album was in 1970. Meanwhile, Drake is dropping new bangers every year like Mi Padre.
I want to meet your madre, pay my respects to your padre.
For the first time in US history, women over 40 and older are now having more babies than teen moms, which I'm kind of concerned on two things.
Wait.
My respects to your padre.
For the first time in US history, women over...
For the first time in history? Can we start Nah, is there fixing shit in this country? Is there the first time in history there are more
40 and
women
older are now having
40 or older having more kids than teens? That's
more babies than
insane.
teen moms. Which I'm kind of concerned on two things. Concerned
Mm-hmm.
at the fact that women can no longer afford to be able to even have kids in their mid-20s and 30s anymore. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
also concerned at how the was the teen pregnancy rate that high? Man, dudes in
Yeah.
the 60s, 70s, and 80s did not do age checks. I know a lot of this shift is mainly due to more women having careers now and better fertility treatment, but no one can deny affordability. Like, I don't see myself having kids in my 20s or even early 30s. The Chinese yuan fell to the lowest rate it's been in 18 years, mainly due to the trade war it was having with the US, and they definitely were not prepared. Japan introduces a 4-day work week to over 160,000 government employees to improve work-life balance. And according to the stats I have here, 0 people took the days off. Man, they sure do love working themselves to death there. I'm obviously joking, but this was one of their biggest implementations of their 4-day work week policy so far. They say it's supposed to help with birth rates and get more young men out there and risen. But the country of dudes that be so freaked out, they by law require phones to have the shutter sound on to prevent creeps from taking upskirt pics. It might take more than that to
that's
fix this
crazy.
problem. While we're talking about Japan, researchers there also broke the record for the highest internet speed ever recorded at 402 terabits per second. Which is enough to download 50,000 HD movies in 1 second. The speed is so fast, someone probably already pre-watched this video before I even uploaded it and commented. Pope Francis sadly passed away on April 21st, 2025. He was
RIP to
known for
Pope,
being
bro.
very humble and not even choosing to live in the palace, but a small Vatican guest house, spending his time advocating for peace and saying anyone is welcome to the church. He spent his last weeks talking to the people in the last church in Gaza to make sure they're fine. I'm not even Catholic, but overall, for someone in his position, he used his power for good. Virginia Giuffre, aka the main victim and the one who exposed Epstein for his sick crimes, sadly ended her life in her own home. Which is kind of strange because I thought this thing was a hoax. She also tweeted in 2019 that in no way is she and if something happens to her to not let it go. And even her father states he didn't believe in the story. It is really sad she died without seeing any justice being done. Being the main victim of this disgusting freak too has got to be the worst outcome as a teenage girl. California becomes the 4th largest economy, surpassing Japan with a $4.1 trillion GDP compared to Japan's 4.02. The debate of the decade, some would say of the century, took place. If 100 men could beat one gorilla. Sometimes with all the chaos going on in the world, then when everything seems utterly
this might have actually taken over the world for at least a couple months. This took over the world for more than just a month. I guarantee you. Like, bro, the men versus gorilla shit got it took over. It was everywhere. You went on Insta, you went on TikTok, you went on YouTube. You had people actually breaking it down scientifically in videos. There are actual trending videos to this day, probably. People probably built their channels off that concept and after making a video on that shit. Like, bro, that question actually shook the world. And it's crazy because there would be dead ass back and forths about it. And there's like different scenarios like, okay, but are we jumping the gorilla all at once? Because high key, if we do that, we could be like, bruh. That men versus gorilla, bro, is I think that's going down the history books.
Just find something collective to have fun with. People were writing out scenarios of how it could be done and what strategies could work. There was even events set up to potentially have it happen. I don't know if
please do not do that.
If they did, we can assume how it went. Other debates popped up too while we discussed this. You had classically 100 men versus paying child support, 100 women
Craziest
versus
one.
accountability. The United
Craziest
Arab
one.
Emirates becomes the first country to have AI right laws. They mainly focused on laws, judicial rulings, and public services to be done by computers. To them, they say it helps them be more precise, and to me, I won't have to worry about that because I'm never going. Canada elects Mark Carney as Prime Minister of Canada. China launches its first commercial 10G network for the public to use, which has download speeds from 9,000 megabits per second and upload speeds up to 1,000 megabits per second. The real question is,
When do we get to 10G?
I'm pretty sure I'm still on 5G. Did we skip over a couple of...
Oh yeah, that's true. That's actually so fucking true. Like, they have 10G. Like, we have, like, that's so fucking true though. Dead ass though, it probably just takes way more they probably have just been making more money and pouring more money and resources into that. We're pouring our resources into bullshit right now, to be honest.
Steps, or are they that ahead? The US passes the Take It Down Act, which makes it illegal to non-consensually deepfake someone in a sexual manner, and platforms have to enforce the rules in 48 hours from a victim telling them or the reign of the US law.
Oh, that actually
so yes,
fucking does scare
every
me a
once
bit.
in a while, the government can actually get something right. It's always good to have something universally passed that no one can disagree with. Memes of this month were things like Chicken Jockey, Tung Tung Sahar, 100 Men versus 1 Gorilla, and Sigma Line. May 20.
I don't remember that.
GTA 6, the most anticipated game in gaming history, gets delayed. 2026. And at this point, they can just keep it because we're done with the waiting. I don't even think this game is.
By the way, it's supposed to be coming out even later than that. Supposed to. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be delayed till 2027. Knock on wood. This desk isn't made of fucking wood.
And it's just a government psyop to keep people from ending themselves. Because the last thing holding some people back from ending it right now is GTA 6 releasing. Well, at least it won't get delayed again, and we'll finally get it made. God damn it. Lady Gaga.
It's actually also crazy because here's the thing. There are some games that delayed because of the GTA delayed. You could say that that's bullshit, but let's face it, that's real. Because imagine your game releasing around the time GTA 6 does, even if it costs less, even if you don't go, like, let's say GTA releases for $100 and Wolverine releases for like fucking 40. What person is buying Wolverine over GTA 6? What person is like, do I buy the sequel that took over a fucking decade, or Wolverine? Me personally, I am buying Wolverine, to be honest, because no matter what, unless Wolverine is also the same price, like around the 70 to 60 range, I'm probably not buying GTA 6 because we already know that bitch is going to be at least $90 base. Let's be fucking for real.
God sets a new record for the highest attended concert ever for a female artist. It was a free show in Rio. New record that made. God damn it. Lady Gaga sets a new record for the highest attended concert ever for a female artist. It was a free show in Rio, Brazil, and had 2.5 million people in the crowd. She also managed to do all this without an Astroworld incident. Still never forget this could have prevented this. So good for her and congrats on the record. TikTok gets fined $600 million by the Irish Data Protection Commission for transferring European user data to China. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world and the man who owns the companies whose stock is the most expensive share price in the world. I'm sorry, but $755,000, there's no way a piece of this company is worth that shit, dog. For that price, the stock better be able to rub my feet at night when I get the itches. Announces he's retiring at the start of next year at the age of 95. The crazy thing about this is the fact that he's lived till 95. He's known to eat purely fast food and have one of the worst diets ever. Just goes to show if you're rich, you can get away with anything, even not dying from natural causes. Skype, one of the most popular video chat services at a certain point, shuts down.
Shut down.
No longer operational.
RIP Skype, bro.
Send-off and rest in peace to Skype. The amount of generational talks that happen.
I never personally used Skype because I never had a device that could run it. But I know people who used it, so it was legendary.
And the amount of bullshit in this chat room. The amount of times I almost crashed out seeing those stupid ass emojis spammed at me when my friend beat me in a game and was trolling. You will be missed, Skype, and not be forgotten. Actually, Skype for a second, because the second GTA 6 trailer dropped. And to us, nothing else mattered in this moment. Rockstar Games is like a butcher with unlimited meat and we're a starving pitbull who hasn't eaten for days. And when they finally
just waving a fucking carrot in front of our faces,
drop us a piece of meat, we devour that in a second. The trailer introduced the boyfriend of Lucia called Jason Duval, which confirmed to everyone that the game is gonna run on a Bonnie and Clyde type of dynamic. We also learned about some new characters, one called Cal Hampton, who everyone assumes is supposed to be our Lester. He's looking like the most Florida looking Lester they could have picked. Raul Benito, who's supposed to be our guide to bank robbery. robberies. Brian Heater, who's a drug smuggler and will probably be where we do crimes like that. We're gonna have to wait and see exactly what everyone does, but they did definitely bless us with the most we've gotten so far. Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost gets elected as the 14th Pope, becoming the first Pope from the United States and the first Pope from O-Block. The fact that out of all the
first Pope from
O-Block
is crazy.
Chicago is hilarious, but good luck to him and bless him on his journeys. China launches the first ever AI-powered hospital. For now, they have it.
Fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no. Listen, you can use AI to help with like, okay, let's hear it out. Because if it's just for like determining shit, okay, it could honestly help. Because doctors only know so much. They can only think of so much before you gotta break out the books and double check everything. So AI could help speed up like recognition and diagnosis. I could be cool with that. But if it's doing my surgery, nigga, get me an actual doctor.
As a training facility, but the plan is in the future to have ones released to the public. Don't let it gain a consciousness when it's doing surgery, because that could end badly. Bill Gates announces that he's giving all of his money away through the next 20 years, with doing all of it through his charity, and according to him, giving 99% of his $108 billion net worth away. He'll end up with a pathetic, sad, and embarrassing $1 billion left. All of us should go out and buy 10 Windows subscriptions we never plan to use to make sure he's fine financially. On the real, this is a good thing, and a certain cracked out, weird face-shaped billionaire should follow suit too. Too bad no matter how much money Bill Gates gives, this picture still exists on the internet. Bill Gates could have gone down as one of the most goated.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. But also, I do hope it's legitimate, because if it's through his own charity, you know, stuff like that can happen. You know how charities and billionaires goes. You know how people do, bro. But I do genuinely hope that like he is giving it away. And honestly, if that money goes to good enough use, maybe, just maybe, it could erase that photo's impact. But unfortunately, that photo was pretty fucking damning.
Billionaires, but that picture does exist. Chris Brown, aka Beats Brown, gets arrested for the who really knows how many times at this point. This was due to an assault that happened in a London nightclub. Like, this man really cannot keep his hands to himself. This is embarrassing at this point. He was released after a week of being in jail, and he is currently walking the streets casually, so be careful. Outdoor Boys, the channel that blew up from
Outdoor
camping
Boys
trips through wild places, announces he's retiring because the fame was too much and he wanted to protect his family's privacy. Joe Biden gets diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. While I didn't really like
unfortunate
Biden, and the old-timer fell a bit too much for me during his presidency, he was running the most powerful country in the world while having cancer, so I gotta give respects for that. And I'm wishing him the best and hope he recovers well. Elon Musk announces he's departing from his US government role in his Doge organization after months of the public seeing him high on ketamine in the Oval Office, crashing out at people any chance he could. The tyranny of Musk has come to an end. He states his leave was due to his legal time as a government special employee ending, but this also so happened to be a week before he started trashing the big beautiful bill and tweeting that Trump was in the Epstein files. Strange coincidence, they definitely don't know each other. Trump pardons NBA YoungBoy. Am I reading that right? Oh, I am.
What? What? I forgot about that. Why the fuck did... What? Wait, nah, that would have actually been a moment where I would have had to go like, because what?
Country is a simulation at this point. I think we all died at the start of the year. He was released in May of this year after serving 23 months in federal prison and was serving 60 months of probation. He also thanked them right after, which of course, duh. Y'all be getting on these rappers' asses for glazing Trump, but if all it takes is a couple of pics of me wearing a MAGA hat to commute my 5-year probation sentence and clear my criminal record, I would be on social media too, looking like the biggest dumbass and asking everyone what.
High-key still kind of don't blame him for that, because it's like you shook hands with the man and then you get all 5 years and all your like gun related charges. Like I like, bro, finesse the system. You can't get mad at that, can you?
does fetus mean in Latin? Taylor Swift announces she officially bought her whole music catalog and now owns it all. Which is big considering she was recording her old albums and releasing them just so she had ownership over it. I do like artists being able to actually own what they put out, but at the same time it is Taylor Swift, who is probably going to use those funds to fly her private jet to the nearest McDonald's because she can't drive 10 minutes down the street. I don't even gotta make y'all haters for real. Her own fans do it enough. I fully believe Taylor Swift fans think she's reincarnated Jesus. Memes of this month were things like 100 men versus 1 gorilla.
Still, yep. I told y'all 100 men versus gorilla took over for a couple months, bro.
Memes of this month were things like 100 men versus 1 gorilla, F students are inventors, and 0.5 GPA activities.
Yeah,
2025. Mr. Beast becomes the first creator to hit 400 million subs. That's a reward that's essentially once in a life reward. They gave him this monstrosity. Can't even use a different button other than the diamond? Come on, dog. Disposable vapes officially get banned.
Nah, let that dude who makes custom play buttons, bro. He should have showed the dude who made the custom one. Because that custom Mr. Beast play button was kind of sweet.
In the UK, the different button other than the diamond? Come on, dog. Disposable vapes officially get banned in the UK to stop people from using it. Remember when I said earlier, right after Elon left the government, he started talking about it? Well, now was that point. The beef originally started when the big beautiful bill by Trump was on its way to get passed. And one of the main things Elon was mad about is that it was gonna add 4.1 trillion to the US national debt, which defeated—
Shit! Fuck! I did not know that. Whoa! 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 4.1? 4. How much are we in debt right now? America's national debt is over 38 trillion as of early January 2026. Real quick, if you guys like the video and like the channel, it would be very much appreciated if you supported by liking and subscribing and turning on notifications. Turning on notifications will let you guys know when vids drop, and when vids drop, if you head over to the community tab, I will tell you guys what video comes next. Also, be sure to follow my Twitch and follow my socials for some extra content and any updates I might have. With that being said, enjoy the rest of the video.
The whole purpose of Doge and why he created it, even though it didn't really do anything. He tweeted out that the bill was a disgusting abomination, said the bill needs to be killed, and you know Trump's ego can't take talking about his policies, so he said Elon was crazy and was mad he was taking away his electric vehicle tax credits. Then at this point, Elon chose to crash out and throw away the whole friendship. He said Trump only won the election because of him and that he was ungrateful. He said he would win in an election against Trump, and then said the big thing that had everyone silent that day: that Trump is in the Epstein files, and that's why it's not public. A confirmation of the thing we've been talking about for months. For him to drop this was crazy.
Didn't we kind of already know this?
People always thought he may be in it, but one of his closest allies saying it, why would he lie about it? Yet after all this, he still hung out with him and they're good friends now. So he outed to the world that he's a predator, but he's still hanging out with him. I don't know about y'all, but if I find out one of my friends is a predator, that is not my friend anymore. He ended up deleting it later and saying he regretted the tweet, but the damage was already done. Everyone knew the breakup was gonna happen. We joked about it. The way it happened was not expected. LA protests erupted over ICE being there and how the arrests were being done. It happened over the span of a week, and just as any protest goes in LA, always has to burn down for some reason. Like, why does LA never have any sane protests going on? It always has to end up burning up in flames. Due to all the chaos, Trump sent a—
Nigga, California burns up in flames. Like, I'm sorry, but like in general, isn't that one of the highest rated countries to like, or like not countries, states to catch fire? Or am I tripping? Like, that is another thing. Like when he was talking about that earlier, I thought he was referencing the fact that California always has fire stuff happening, and that it shouldn't have happened, like, and that it shouldn't have been that unprepared. I thought that's what he was gonna say, not how it's the highest tax. The highest tax is also still crazy and it's unprepared like that, but it was massive fire. So I also can't say that it was like, I can't say it wasn't surprising because it was a lot of fires. It's huge wildfire. But like, dude, California is like one of the worst It's just in one of the worst spots right now. It's always on fire. Shit just always happens there politically. It's like it's kind of just dog shit. Like, to move into California wouldn't even seem that good. Not even wouldn't seem. It wouldn't be that good, at least from my perspective.
National Guard randomly, and of course it made things worse. It all calmed down eventually, just as these things always go. Rapper Silent Toe, known for the whip it nay nay emote in Fortnite, was sentenced to 30 years in prison after pleading guilty to shooting his cousin and killing him in 2021. 16 billion
took fucking 4 years for that to happen, for the sentencing. Holy shit.
Passwords were leaked in the largest data breach in history. The hackers did it over time, and it only got passwords, pleading guilty to shooting his cousin and killing him in 2021. 16 billion passwords were leaked in the largest data breach in history. The hackers did it over time, and it only got revealed then how much info they got now. It was stolen from every popular website, including Gmail, Facebook, Apple, PayPal, Netflix, anything. My tip is to make sure your accounts have two-factor verification off, and every time the hacker comes in, catch them like a Pokemon and turn them into the police. Netanyahu, the president of the United States, Trump, decided to launch a missile strike on what they call key Iranian nuclear facilities. This was to help aid Israel in their fight with Iran and put pressure on their officials. The Trump administration's response to people asking proof that they were making was, and I quote, "I don't have to show you nothing, shut up." Luckily, this didn't start a war, but tune in for next year. The Oklahoma City Thunder won the 2025 NBA championship, becoming the youngest team to win in 50 years. PewDiePie drops out of the top 10 most subscribed channels after a 12-year run. I can feel my gray hairs already developing, but things always have to change. Global debt hits a record of $324 trillion, which makes
oh shit,
no sense because we can all let bygones be bygones and forget about it. North Korea opens its brand new beach resort to the public.
That is facts though. Like, is there a dead ass reason we're not just saying fuck the debt? Is it like a real dead ass reason? Or are we just like actually trying to get money back from each other? Anyone who's an economic person, put that in the comments. I want to know.
And as an American citizen myself, I'll say that I'm perfectly comfortable and fine visiting. I'm sure my devices won't be tapped into, and freedom of speech laws are amazing there. Fine public. And bygones be bygones and forget about it. North Korea opens its brand new beach resort to the public. And as an American citizen myself, I'll say that I'm perfectly comfortable and fine visiting. I'm sure my devices won't be tapped into, and freedom of speech laws are amazing there. Seriously, who gave you this idea? That resort is never making its money back. Surprisingly, people have went though, mainly Russian tourists because of how close the two countries have become. Squid Game Season 3 releases, becoming the first series in Netflix history to be #1 in every single country it's in. That's a different type of motion, all for a mid-ass ending though. I know it's been a while since it came out, but I still won't spoil things in case anyone hasn't watched it. All I'm saying is, me personally, I'm chucking that thing off like no tomorrow. If you watched it, you can understand that thing off. The man who owns Labubu becomes China's youngest billionaire. Being a piece of does do you wonders in 2025. And memes of this month were things like job application, somehow guy pointing to himself in World War III. July 2025. The diddler, aka Sean Dickie Combs, has his trial officially wrap up and we're all expecting justice to be served. How many years we were thinking? At minimum 10 for the freak-offs alone. A maximum death penalty for this haircut. And he got a heart-wrenching, jaw-dropping total sentence of 4 years. With good behavior.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest. Watching the documentary and just hearing like the documentary on Netflix, they interview the jurors. The thing is, I don't know, it just seemed crazy, like trying to get some of these guys on like a RICO, but it's like the hardest thing to fucking prove. And I understand stacking charges so you can try and prove multiple things, but it's also like you put some big shit, you put something fucking huge on there. It's gonna be hard to fucking prove that exactly. So it's like, I don't know. The things that they did manage to prove, it's good, but the other things they didn't manage to prove, or the other things that were part of it, It's just sad, man. It's just sad.
For real, that's like 3 years. Man, the rich really get away with anything in this country. He got convicted of 2 of the 5 counts that were originally put in, with one of the biggest ones, racketeering. He got convicted of 2 of the 5
racketeering, conspiracy, transportation by force, fraud, or coercion, transportation to engage in that. He got guilty of that. Transportation by force, fraud, or coercion. Oh, these are different counts for different people. I see. So this wasn't, so he got guilty of these 2 out of the 5. And the racketeer conspiracy, which I'm pretty sure is the RICO, they didn't prove
counts that were originally put in, with one of the biggest ones, racketeering, being not guilty. Trump signs in the big beautiful bill, one of the most controversial bills in US history. The Department of Justice announces their conclusion of the Epstein files and case, stating that there's no client list and there's no evidence Epstein blackmailed people. Said like a person who got blackmailed. And they also confirmed that Epstein ended himself in that cell. The internet's reaction was exactly how you would expect. And Trump hit his classic be fake demons pose. The Epstein list didn't matter. It was only a part of his whole administration's campaign before getting in. And their whole interview after was absolutely embarrassing.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know when you see one, and that's what that was.
Self. You want me to get, I've seen the whole file.
To my friend Jeffrey Epstein. Rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Nasty edit.
These 2 guys were screaming for years that he didn't end himself and the list was real, but this was also the first time we've actually seen the whole MAGA movement kind of fragment. And after this, things slowly start.
When you no, listen, bro. That man has got to be one of the biggest fumblers in history. You somehow have people who rioted the Capitol for you, and now they're starting to split. Not how bad that seems. Like your entire movement separated from the political party you represent. Because I don't call them, I don't say Republicans, I say MAGA people. When you have an entire group of that party separated from the other group, from the actual party, and that group is starting to split, it's like, bro, that has to be the craziest fucking fumble.
Trump from his base. A South Korean soldier breaks the world record for the most pull-ups in 24 hours, being 11,707 reps. Scarlett Johansson becomes the highest grossing actor of all time. Her movies have earned over $15 billion worldwide, with a major part coming from Marvel. It's a hack to be a character that's always in every Avengers movie that you know is gonna do good. She also debuted in Jurassic World Rebirth, which did really good in the box office. The video becomes the first company ever to reach a $4 trillion market cap, which is crazy because in 2023 they hit $1 trillion for the first time. But you know, some out there making 40K at McDonald's says they shouldn't be taxed, so it, let them hit 10 trillion. Let them hit 20 trillion, as a matter of fact, and don't tax them a piece. That's what the founders would have wanted. The Superman movie releases, having the best opening weekend for any Superman movie at $217 million globally. It also is the highest grossing superhero movie of the year, and well deserved because it was good. The UK government announces its plans to lower the voting age from 18 to 16.
Nah, like actually though, Superman was the best superhero movie I watched personally. I'm a DC over Marvel guy any day. And even I have to say, DC's been fucking doing shit for the past years up until that movie. And Creature, bro, Creature Commandos 2? When Creature Commandos season 2 drop, it's gonna be so good. Bro. Keep James Gunn in the chair, bro. Keep him in the chair, and to whoever was the guy who did Joker Folie à Deux, what the fuck, man?
Having kids who are brain rotted voting in elections will not end well. China bans OnlyFans and labels it a Western disease. Good luck to the Chinese soldiers out there that can't get their goons off. Must be rough. Ozzy Osbourne, one of the most iconic rock stars, dies at the age of 76 from a heart attack. The T-App, an app that was growing in popularity in the span of 2025, which involved women posting pictures of men they may know or have seen and asking other women on the app any of their rights.
That actually has to be a crazy fucking lineup of comments on your profile. Asshole, likes, evil. That first 3 is insane. 32 versus 9. Yeah, you're cooked.
Flags. Even though the purpose of the app was supposed to be for women's safety and making them feel more safe going on dates, it was mainly just used for bullying dudes and making up lies about them. Got all of its database breached and exposed 72,000 women's information, with some of it being their faces. And
so quick, by the way, it wasn't even like a month or so later, like towards the end of the month, maybe like 2 weeks after all this shit was happening with the T-App was the first report of a possible breach, and then it got confirmed.
Man, oh man, some of these women
were not in the position to be judging others.
You'd have a Hulk Hogan looking girl saying Michael B. Jordan was chopped. The hack was also funny because the whole database for the app was completely open. All the hackers did was go into the public cloud and take everything. Imagine if you were someone who spent money on this app thinking it was safe.
God, that's not funny, but like, oh my god. Your entire shit was open and just like not that fucking secure. They just went in, grabbed it, and left.
Just for everyone to be laughing at your face on the internet. Memes of this month were things like Jet 2 Holiday, I Can't Prove It, and Labubu Matcha Dubai Chocolate. August 2025. A child set a record for being born from an embryo created in 1994. Meaning technically if they were born then, they would be around 31 years old now. Buddy must have been living it up, swimming in a pool and chilling while the world burns down. If only this could have been all of us and we could pick a date when we wanted to leave. Roblox versus Schlep. Roblox banned the YouTuber Schlep, whose videos was focused around catching predators and turning them over to the proper authorities. He was also good at it, managing to get 6 people arrested. They banned him, saying what he was doing violated their terms of service and said it undermined their safety efforts. Even
actually fucking insane that you're gonna fight and then like to actually ban someone doing good on your platform is crazy, because it's like, bro, y'all actually, oh my goodness. And then I don't remember if it was Schlep who made the video or someone else, but I watched the video on the Teddy dude who makes those crazy ass games, and the fact that Roblox promoted it in that event. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no. I went a good while without playing Roblox games after that shit. I can't hold.
So he was the one who was literally helping with safety on the platform. It was even worse too, considering he got groomed at a young age on Roblox, and Roblox staff did nothing at the time. And after this, I don't think even he expected the firestorm that was about to erupt. Every YouTuber started covering it and learning the horrors of Roblox's moderation. All of Roblox protested in Schlep's name and walked around with free Schlep signs. Politicians started stepping up for him and saying Roblox needs to address safety. You had states sue them over negligence of enforcing child safety. And all Roblox had to do was simply unban him. For some reason, they
unban him, literally say we are in the wrong. We probably should be getting rid of these predators, PDFs, and literally just start doing something about it. But instead, this jackass
did not want to. Like, I don't know what he did to them, but it made things worse. At the peak of the drama, Roblox lost 12 billion stock value in 10 days. The
fucking
fact that some 20-year-old dude did this alone makes it peak fiction. I like when the little guy wins against a big corporation. Roblox still hasn't recovered from this, and probably
not at all.
Every day they're getting some type of new lawsuit over it. Hopefully
they won't recover until they actually do something against this shit. The problem is no longer the fact that they banned a guy doing good on their platform. The problem is they're defending these niggas on their platform. It's the fact that they probably just think we already banned the guy. There's nothing else we can do. Yes, you can. You can get rid of the niggas that were the actual fucking problem. Holy fuck, I forgot what it was. The message, I just remember they put out a message, and it's like, there's no fucking way you put out this message when we're dealing with the fact that you're basically defending PDFs. There's no fucking way we're doing this. That's like Trump putting out a message like, we will be doing our best for America. And it's like, nigga, no, you're not. You're burning this shit down.
Learn their lesson to take child safety serious? Probably not. Ronaldo proposes to his longtime girlfriend after a decade. Trump deploys the National Guard in DC over what he calls a crime emergency. And it led to some pretty interesting interactions.
Oh yeah, I remember this shit.
Special, real quick.
Literally remember this shit. I was about to think to my, it's crazy because I was thinking about taking a day trip in DC by myself, literally like this. Because I don't have a car, but I love doing metro. I love taking the metro since I worked in DC for an internship one time. And my mom just drove me to the metro every morning because, again, don't have a car. So I'm like, okay, how about this? I'm going to just say, hey, mom, can you take me to the metro? Because I just want a metro to some places and just say, fuck it. Like, I was thinking about just metroing to some places, getting some footage, just doing some shit, right? And then my friend is like, yo, do not go into DC, my nigga. Oh my God, he saved my life. Probably saved my life.
Are you guys ready?
Well, we know you're filming, so if you're about to do something like off the cuff.
Mr. Beast breaks the record for the most money raised in a live stream event, raising $12 million in 16 hours. The clips of the event was less focused on the money raised and more on how mad Mr. Beast was getting. People must have forgot they called him Mr. Beast for a reason.
Do you like Feastables?
No.
Trump and Putin meet in Alaska to discuss the Ukraine war and how to end it, which was the first time he talked to a president since 2021. Apple, for the first time, is manufacturing its new iPhones in India. Either China stepped up their labor laws and they can't exploit them, or Indian workers are doing it for cheaper. The real loser is anybody who buys the newest iPhone every year. Cracker Barrel changed its classic logo to this modern millennial family.
I might not have gone to Cracker Barrel, but it's like, what restaurant would you rather go to? This or
changed its classic logo to this modern
like seriously
millennial family friendly design. I believe modern logos are the reason we all hate each other all the time. They also changed their
modern logos
aesthetic, which to me,
modern logos, the modern buildings, all of it just needs to start going, bro, because it's like, bro, you're basically turning every place into the same exact thing. You're taking away what's making stuff unique about the different restaurants. Like, for example, Taco Bell. It would look like one of those churches. Some Taco Bell buildings look like the churches. But now they look the exact same, all with that weird modern paneling bullshit. Like, you know how long it's been? Like, I think my neighborhood, the area I'm in, is one of the only places I've still seen the Taco Bell with, or not Taco Bell, the McDonald's with the roofs like this, and a Pizza Hut that looks like a hut.
Was the way worse change. It was a terrible change, and I'm not sure if companies have departments anymore that are supposed to tell them whether a change will be good or not. Clearly with Cracker Barrel they didn't, and because of all of this pressure, they changed it back later on. Lil Nas X was arrested and charged with assaulting police officers. He was found walking naked and barefoot on the street. This will be the last time I ever care to hear about Lil Nas X. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce officially tied the knot, and Taylor Swift
I really don't give a fuck.
Exactly how you would expect.
Travis. This is her hard launch, 1 and 2. She's never ever said any of her songs are about anybody.
So like the Taylor Swift engagement, super shocking at first, but now that I'm like actually processing that the artist that I've known for the longest in my life sat there for a moment and I was like, holy like she's engaged, like go girl, be happy.
You'll have to get jobs. Employment.
What sort of crazy moon talk is he speaking?
Memes of this month were things like Clanker, Thinking Monkey, 6'7", and Performative Male. September 2025. Iceland gets ranked the most peaceful
The start,
country in the world.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. 2025 was like one of the roughest years, but I won't lie. I think August is where it started, like, actually turning to shit. Primarily because I was in school while a lot of this shit was happening. So I would, if anything, like, wide scale happened, I was also dealing with my fucking assignments.
The 18th year in a row. Considering you wake up to views like this and your country hasn't been given that good old American freedom of having all your oil siphoned, I can understand why
Using a fucking Star Wars clip is actually crazy.
people are happy.
I'm sorry.
The Epstein files officially released. Kinda, not really. The House Oversight Committee and the government got access to thousands of pages of the Epstein files after requesting it from Epstein's estate. You know this was sick to the core when there's thousands of pages of evidence on him. Some notable things he said was calling Trump evil beyond belief, saying of course he knew about the girls, saying that Trump spent hours at his house with one of the victims. There was also people.
And this man is still in office? This shit was in writing and he's still in office.
People like the former president of Harvard, Larry Summers, who got exposed for joking about women in emails with him. It makes you realize that more than half these at the top positions are freaked out and weirdos. They get too much glazing and have too much power. They feel fine doing things like this. And this was really the thing that put pressure on the politicians to release the Epstein files even more up until the signing of a bill to do it 2 months later. Stream East, the world's largest illegal sports streaming platform, got shut down. Also notable that I was watching on it too, piracy for the win. Conor McGregor announces his official bid to run for president of Ireland and dropped out 11 days later after none of the politicians voted for him. I think the world is done with celebrities being politicians. The method's been patched. Giorgio Armani, one of the biggest fashion designer brand founders, dies at the age of 91. Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather announced that they're fighting and have signed contracts for spring of 2026. After the Jake Paul match, ain't no one want to see Mike Tyson in the ring again. But some sucker out there will spend $100,000 still for some floor seats to the More Epstein files, with the most incriminating one being a letter Trump sent to Epstein in 2003 that stated they have things in common. And may every day
be another wonderful secret.
I don't know. I prefer to think the secret.
And again, he's still running this shit.
It was something like they both prefer mint chocolate chip ice cream over chocolate chip, or they didn't like the last Shrek movie. Trump denies it, saying that isn't his signature, and then filed a lawsuit against the newspaper company that released it. The Nepal government this month got completely overthrown by Gen Z protesters. And it wasn't no Gen Z 2020 BLM protest with people making TikToks thinking it was gonna have an impact. They burnt down their government buildings and the prime minister's office. It also the government randomly banned all major social media platforms for not registering locally. The older generation,
I guess that's fair, but it's also like, damn,
should know the one way to get Gen Z pissed and outside is taking away social media. After that, they decided to march out peacefully around the Capitol and government buildings. Until the after that,
nigga, is that a One Piece look? Nigga, is that the fucking Straw Hat shit? No way y'all niggas are fighting against corruption using the fucking straw hats, bro. Oh my gosh, yo.
They decided to march out peacefully around the Capitol and government buildings. Until the police started shooting at the protesters, then all hell broke loose. They even burned down the politicians' houses too, and after all that, the prime minister resigned and fled the country. Then the Gen Z protesters elected their next prime minister in the one way and only way they know how. Discord. And that is how their current prime minister
Wait, Deadass not joking?
And only way they know how. Discord.
Deadass?
That is how their current prime minister was elected, and she is still in office with everyone happy. They even helped clean up the rubble after the overthrowing, so wholesome. People after
that might have actually been one of the most productive, like, I don't know if that's technically right to do, like, overthrow your government and elect someone through Discord, but they cleaned up afterwards. They're probably just making sure the right changes go in. Like, who knows? Maybe Nepal will be fine.
This started asking why the US Gen Z doesn't do this. I don't know about you,
but
I'm not going against a flying Dorito in the sky. The US government released the video.
Look, here's the thing. The difference between that government and our government is our government will actually fucking drop a nuke on us for doing anything they don't like. So we don't do that shit.
a UFO getting hit by a missile and not budging. The quality, as you know, has to be in the worst quality possible. It wouldn't make it a real UFO video if it wasn't. Russia sends drones to Polish airspace, being the first country to get hit by Russia after the Ukraine war. Poland then sent out fighter jets to shoot them and said it was an act of aggression. Brazil's former prime minister gets sentenced to 27 years and 3 months in prison for trying to stay in power after losing his election. A body gets found in the trunk of an impounded Tesla. David. At first, it was kind of brushed off because he had an excuse, like he was on tour and the police dismissed him. But then more and more information started to come out and it started to get creepy. The victim's mother mentioned she had a tattoo that David also had, saying that her daughter said she was in a relationship with a guy named David. Then the pictures started to come out. David on FaceTime calls with her, David doing a whole Twitch stream with her, David having a song with her name in it, and as stuff started to come out and
I still don't know where. Oh, no, it's insane where all this information just came from at once. Cause this shit happened over. Didn't this shit happen for what, 2 years? And there were so many pictures and just physical evidence and screenshots. It's like, where the fuck was this shit? They just had this shit in the tuck?
This moment, if you were a David fan, you realize that your goat is actually a monster. As of me writing this, David is still not arrested and on the loose, which makes it very creepy. And why hasn't he been questioned? Rest in peace to her, and the fact that she was so young makes it so sad. Charlie Kirk, one of the biggest political commentators, gets assassinated out in public. The two reactions you had was the right stating that this was a tragedy to America, and that free speech is dead. Also, Semi trying to start a civil war, which was very cringe.
It's time we rise.
Bruh, don't you got kids to take care of or something? And the left had politicians condemn it, but everyone else was pretty much making fun of it. Which only got worse as they started to glaze Charlie as some type of biblical human in the government and give him holidays. So his face was plastered everywhere on memes all through the end of the year in 2020.
Oh yeah, no, the Kirkify shit might have actually been the worst. Oh, the Kirkify shit was the worst, bro.
They might still be doing it. NASA gets its strong.
No, they're still doing it.
Might be on Mars.
Oh fuck, that actually scared the shit out of me. I was like, what the fuck was that in the background?
That was because a rock was found there that contains the same minerals to cause organic matter. All I know is the Mars aliens we do get are gonna be the ugliest looking things ever. If you look at the deep sea and what those creatures look like to adapt to their environment, it should say enough. New Mexico becomes the first state to offer universal child care at no cost, saving families there an average of $12,000 per year for each child. Owen Cooper becomes the youngest male to win an Emmy at 15 years old.
Hey, congrats to him.
Me at 15, I respect it. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco get married to a huge wedding with celebrities.
Congratulations.
Gets announced as the halftime show performer at the Super Bowl. I don't really know much of his music. It was funny seeing all the people crash out over this though.
Hey, did you guys hear Bad Bunny is doing the NFL halftime show?
Going to get detained is crazy.
ICE arrest him on stage live at the halftime show.
Puerto Rico is an unincorporated
territory
actually
of the
fucking
United
idiots.
States.
Casanat becomes the first Twitch streamer to hit 1 million subs. And by Casanat, I mean me and Kai, because I donated over 10,000 subs to make sure we hit the goal together. So W me and Kai. The US government shut down after 1,000 subs to make sure we hit the goal together. So W me and Kai. The US government shut down after Congress couldn't agree.
This shook quite a bit. This shook the world quite a bit. Or at least us
for the year, which ended up becoming the longest government shutdown, being 43 days. And in the end, both sides still didn't really agree, so there was no point in this whole thing. It's insane that you can work for the US government and not get paid for your own work because the government is arguing. It's like your mom and dad arguing as a kid, and if they don't agree, you don't get fed. Memes of this month were things like 6'7" kid, Tylenol autism, W speed, and Michael Jordan no. October.
There's no reason 6'7" should not have been like that. Fucking. It has a fucking death grip on some people. It's actually crazy.
2025. Taylor Swift releases her album, The Life of a Showgirl, selling 4 million albums in the first week, with 3.4 million being physical and...
Fuck!
digital purchases. Like her or hate her, there is no one close to her sales right now. This is also the first Taylor Swift album where I haven't seen Swifties doxing people for saying it's ass. People should have known it was gonna be ass when she had a whole song on there dedicated to her husband's meat. Whatever you do, do not listen to that song.
Huh? What? Wait, dead ass?
Japan elects its first female prime minister, Sanae Takachi. Israel and Hamas agreed to the U.S. peace plan ceasefire, putting one of the most controversial wars in modern times finally to an ending. Until Israel violated it the same day it was signed. Markiplier gets married to his longtime girlfriend, Amy Nelson. Maria Carino wins the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize. The reason being her promoting democratic rights for people in Venezuela fighting against their current dictator, who was doing anything to beg the U.S. to not attack.
Don't worry, be happy. La 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 la. Don't worry, be happy.
Yeah, Buddy's definitely getting leveled to the ground next year. Drake's lawsuit against Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us gets dismissed in a courtroom. Imagine losing a rap battle, then losing a lawsuit against it. Man's never gonna recover. His lawyer says he plans to appeal it, but just give it up, man. We all have moved on. The country of Madagascar gets overthrown by yet another Gen Z-led protest this year. The main reason being government corruption and the Madagascar movie being banned in Madagascar. The president of the country decided to flee and the lawmakers...
Wait, dead ass, why? Does that do any actual harm to the country? What?
Impeached him immediately. The Louvre Museum gets robbed in broad daylight and the
Damn! I forgot this shit happened. The Louvre got robbed in that shit was fucking crazy to me. One of the craziest fucking museums, one of the most historical museums, just gets fucking robbed. What?
Total around the Louvre Museum gets robbed in broad daylight and the value of items stolen total around $100 million. The heist was straight up a GTA heist though. You gotta respect it in a way. They had people dressed up as fake security guards to take the stuff, then escaped on a crane out the window to vanish into the sunset. They could have been known as some badass legends who hit a lick on the biggest museum ever, but all got caught in a month. Should have hit up less for some better escape plans. Mosquitoes get spotted for the first time in the wild in Iceland, which scientists are giving warnings about, and they're linking it to climate change. Also, it means we're probably gonna have another even hotter summer. Like, we're already suffering. Can we please stop? Ireland elects Catherine Connolly as...
On another thing though, we did have one of the coldest winters this year. Like from like November to January right now, maybe even to March will probably be some of the coldest, at least we've had in like Maryland, DMV area this year. Because high key, there was that one time it was like fucking 86 in October, and then it was like at least 50 degrees in December. So it's like, holy shit, it's just gonna be no more white Christmases. But hey, we had some snow this year, so yeah.
The 10th president of Ireland. Scientists create a serum that regrows hair in 20 days, meaning Turkey may go bankrupt and baldness may be years. They conducted tests on lab mice for the serum and their bald patches fully grew back after 20 days. The lead researcher himself tested it on his own leg hairs and had his hair fully regrow after 3 weeks. I can't wait in 2035 to buy my Tylenol hair growth pills and enlarging pills. The future is gonna be so great. China announced new laws to require social media influencers to have degrees in subjects they talk about. In America, all we gotta do is ban podcasts and you fix about 90% of misinformation.
High key, that's not a bad idea, but it's also kind of weird. Because imagine you talk about politics, but then you get hit with that, but you can't use the social media that you make money off of to pay for the college. So it's a kind of weird deadlock type of thing, but also it makes sense. You go through the process to get what you need to be required to do this activity and like speak on it, like speaking on the economy without actually having any experience in it. It would be like, I don't know, it'd be like something shit, but it'd be like someone talking about, I don't fucking know. Yeah, I'll be honest, my mind's drawing a blank because generally it makes sense because something as heavy as politics, economics, stuff like that, history, you would not want misinformation spread about. But also there's a lot of things that technically you have to get a degree for, but also you could just do really good research, get the books on it. So it's also like, it's kind of a thing. I don't think we should implement that. I do think we should have some level of like punishment for misinformation, or not punishment necessarily, but repercussions against misinformation, because it's happening way too much. It's too big. It's too big of a thing that happens for it not to have a repercussion, in my opinion. At least in my opinion.
It's mainly meant to target medical and financial advice. Although the way I think of
Yeah, that's fair. Medical and financials.
Easy for a scammer to go to school, get a degree, and then lie about things still. At that
yeah, that's another thing. If they're a scammer, they're gonna find a way to scam themselves to get money, scam into getting a degree, or hell, if they're good enough, fake getting the degree, and then just keep lying. Like, you could have someone with a political science degree, but still says bullshit. The problem is that they're spreading misinformation. So the real thing you have to do is put a repercussion against the information, not necessarily put a condition to kind of stop them. Like, it's the same way politicians went to college, went to uni, went to school, but they can still spew bullshit.
I assume they just execute them on the spot for lying. NVIDIA
is
the first company to be worth $5 trillion. And if you didn't pick it up, about a couple of sections ago in July, I just said,
yeah, I was gonna say, you just said 4.
And we're keeping it on track. By the end of next year, it'll probably be worth 10 trillion. Like,
yeah. If it is, that'll be crazy. If it'll be funny if, because of the AI shit happening now, it just sinks. It just plummets into disparity. It'll be so fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I gotta understand how insane it is to be worth $5 trillion. If NVIDIA was a country, it'd be the 3rd largest country in GDP.
Shit.
Give them $10 trillion and cut their taxes and then tax the poor. Trump orders nuclear weapons testing for the first time since 1992. I love my World War III. Trump orders nuclear weapons testing for the first time since 1992. I love my World War III threats. This always feels great. France makes it illegal for supermarkets to throw away edible food and instead have to donate it to food banks. The horror of charity. I know.
Okay, that's actually a pretty good W. That's a pretty good W for France.
I know. Neo, the first household robot, officially releases for pre-order in the US.
Get rid of it immediately. First thing wrong with it, it's at least human height. Second thing wrong with it, it has eyes. Third thing wrong with it, it technically has a face. Get rid of it.
Its main functions is supposed to be helping you with house chores like washing dishes or folding clothes. Make sure to turn it off when you sleep though. You don't want that freak potentially hopping on the You can get it for a monthly price of $500 or $20,000 to own. And technically for now, it isn't fully automatic. There's going to be remote human operators controlling it. Doesn't that defeat the purpose though of automatic AI robot? It's still going to get sold.
I was going to say, because I know there's also that one robot that like, I forgot what the company was, but they were making it and it had a top half only for now. But it, he was like putting objects in front of it and he's like, all right, sort these objects. It looks around and it sorts the objects just like that. And it was crazy. So I don't understand why, like, that's the thing. I feel like if you're gonna do this, I get it. You're like multiple countries. We got to do it first. But I'm be honest, if it's an advancement for the entire world, that you're so, you know what, let me not put that idea out there. Don't do this shit anymore. Never mind.
Out on first day release anyways. Jamaica gets hit with the strongest hurricane in its history. With winds of it
they're doing all right now.
185 miles per hour and causing over 100 deaths. Rest in peace to those that passed. It's wild how only 100 people died from 185 mile per hour winds. Great job by the government for evacuating people and helping as many people as they could. For the first time since 1990, the Billboard Hot 100 Top 40 chart had 0 rap songs.
What? Really? I did not know that happened. Shabuzi was number... Oh yeah, bro, Tipsy is a crazy good... I love Tipsy.
With people saying this is the end...
Well, no, that's from 2024. But...
evacuating people and helping as many people as they could. For the first time since 1990, the Billboard Hot 100 Top 40 chart had 0 rap songs. With people saying this is the end of rap and it's getting the rock and roll treatment, nowadays,
No, it's not. It's just that rap was probably just not that good around the time. That's the other thing too, man. Music, you got to think about it this way. Just because a top 100 chart doesn't like rap at the moment, it's like, bro, rap is gonna come back. Rap is just a cultural. It's a culture, bro. Whether we like it or not, there are some musics that are just rooted into culture. And at the end of the day, it's always gonna have a place. Like, oh, I don't like, if someone's just like, man, I don't like rock music, I don't know why it exists. Well, there's a reason it fucking exists, is because it caused movements and shit. There were important pieces of history that rock music stemmed from. At the end of the day, we're not losing any genre, whether we like it or not. Unless it's the brain rot and AI genre, we should probably lose that shit.
Everyone's trying to be original and everyone's trying to get a hit on TikTok, so I'm not surprised. If only Ye didn't become Ye, he could have saved us for real. Prince Andrew gets stripped of his royal titles and kicked out of the royal mansion due to all the Epstein controversy, and you can never forget about clips like this.
We're staying at the house of a convicted sex offender.
It was a convenient place to stay.
That's all
You should have just said yes at that point. You should have just said, yeah, I did that, my fault.
I needed to hear to know who's guilty. Memes of this month were things like I Show Speed Face, White Rabbit pointing at clock, Hassan Piker Dog, and Blue Collar SpongeBob. November 2025. The LA Dodgers win the World Series in Game 7, becoming the first team to win consecutively since the 2000s. China releases a new divorce law that stops spouses from taking the other person's property after divorce, meaning gold.
Hold on. Hold on. That doesn't seem bad. In like face value, that's not that bad. You're going through something because, like, think about it this way, right? Because I remember, this is a terrible example, that one Tyler Perry movie, the one Medea movie where like the mom got divorced from the dad, but she didn't get much out of it. And it turned out the dad ended up hooking up with the lawyer / best friend who was representing her case. Like, shit like that can happen, where it's like the other person like makes a deal with your lawyer, which would be kind of fucking crazy, but and you get off with like less than you actually with like less of your shit. So I think that's crazy. I think that's good at face value, but there's probably some nitty gritties and in between the lines that would make it bad. But right now at face value, that seems like a good idea.
This is a new divorce law that stops spouses from taking the other person's property after divorce, meaning gold diggers shall no longer exist in China. They really are in the future. Dick Cheney, George Bush's former vice president, dies. Let's all give a moment of silence for him. Egypt's most expensive museum opens to the world, costing $1 billion, covering the history of the country and how it came to be. ChatGPT,
I might have to visit that shit.
Bans it from giving
like,
$1 million.
That shit looks beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Covering the history of the country and how it came to be. ChatGPT bans it from giving health, legal, and financial advice. Probably because people were using ChatGPT to diagnose their actual illnesses and not going to the doctor. Every time ChatGPT releases an update, it shows us how lonely the world is because they have to update the app more and more to make it less parasocial. Zoran Mamdani becomes the mayor of New York City, becoming the youngest mayor in over a century to lead New York. America got so
over a century? Over youngest in over a century. Wait, how old is he? Huh? Zoran Mamdani. $34. The fact that 34 is the youngest in a century is crazy.
People people around the world cared about this election that aren't affected by it. Denmark signs a law to ban kids 15 and under from using social media, with the reason being to protect children's mental health and well-being. Good luck to those kids. The horrors of touching grass will scare anyone in 2025. The U.S. mints its final penny.
I think that's a very fair one. Like the passing on for 15 and under, I think that's fair. Cause like I feel like getting into your early high school when it'll be, or not early, into like the middle stage of high school when it'll be around the time you start using social media more, conversing with more than just your core friend group. It makes sense.
Ending its production for 232 years. The U.S. mints its final penny, ending its production for 232 years.
Wait,
the penny,
what?
despite being worth 1 cent, costed 3.5 cents to make, which...
Huh? Nigga, we were working backwards for how many fucking years?
Lost the U.S. Treasury millions. And no one really used the penny anyways, but it is sad to see her go. This would also be the second time Abraham Lincoln's head got taken out. Jack Doherty gets arrested for blocking a road in Miami and also having drugs. This year had a lot of things people disagreed on, but we can all agree that this was a great sight to see. Tom Cruise receives his first ever Oscar and a well overdue one.
His first ever? What? What? That's insane.
And that's been leading Hollywood for like 35 years.
Nah, facts.
Fuck off and ask him why now. LeGoat James becomes the NBA player with the longest career in NBA history after his 23rd season starts. Trump signs an official bill to release the Epstein files after months of scandal and fighting it to not be released. He caved after both political sides agreed to the Epstein Files Transparency Act and had no choice.
You fucked up so badly on not releasing these shits, you got both sides to fucking agree on something. Democrats don't agree with Republicans on a lot of shit, but they agreed on this.
His ass was pissed in that Oval Office. He was not expecting this in his presidency. If it does end his presidency, he's probably happy with how much he made in the time he was there. IShowSpeed won Streamer of the Year at the Esports Awards. A new study found that raccoons are in the early stages of self-domestication, meaning in the future it may be common for people to own pet raccoons. If I see one of y'all's pet raccoons stealing my food out my pantry though, just know we got a Second Amendment for a reason.
That's fair.
Just look how cute it looks. Twitter/X rolls out one of the biggest social media updates, making accounts reveal the location they're posting from in order to combat bots. And nobody expected the scale of how bad the botting problem was. You had hella MAGA accounts being based in places like India or Nigeria. The DHS account being based in... This update proves that internet theory...
That actually fucking was crazy when I saw that. When I saw that it was based there, I'm like, oh. That's a little crazy.
Is real, and I feel most people knew that because you'll never meet anyone as extreme on it or even close to it in real life. Well, it turns out it's because these don't even live here. The Indian call center scams and Nigerian prince scams stopped working for old people, so the scammers got smart and became political grifters. Call them scammers,
real.
but they're smart and they know what makes them money in this climate. Scientists release a study that New York City is sinking and it may be at flood risk. It's going down on average 1 to 2 millimeters per year. It's understandable when you think of New York because without buildings, it's purely an island. I'm sure people in our century will be fine, but the next might randomly wake up and sink one day into the ground. The first anti-aging dog pills get funding from the FDA, meaning dogs could potentially live an extra year of their life. Memes of this month were things like We Are Charlie Kirk, Quarter Zips, AI Baby Laughing, and Cassius Thundercock. December 24th, RageBait gets named Oxford Word of the Year. And just so we can keep up historically with things, their 2024 Word of the Year was Brain Rot, and their 2023 Word of the Year was Riz.
I see a decline, but honestly, RageBait is better than Brain Rot and Riz, but I do see a decline in the words of the year.
They're about to be our future CEOs and engineers. Dog, we're cooked. The amount of RageBait this year was insane, though. I say we replace it next year with positivity. Versace, the designer brand, gets bought out by Prada. Versace had a good run. It's not 2012 anymore, and people don't want to walk around looking like this. The co-founder of Kelshi, one of the biggest betting websites in the world right now, becomes the youngest self-made female billionaire at 29. Mexico officially...
She's a billionaire? Honestly, congrats to her. I think Kelshi is kind of weird because it's like, how the fuck can you bet on anything? But you know what? Kudos to her.
work week from 48 hours to 40. I understand how Mexicans are so hardworking because they've been working 48-hour weeks up until now.
48
hours itself is still way too much in the big 25 coming up to 26.
I was about to say, because like minimums for like this is a nasty ass fucking edit. Oh my god. Hold on, rewind. Oh shit. But no, like, because I know like minimum work hours are usually at 32, so like an extra 8 on top of that is I like 40 hours is still crazy.
Now, 40 hours itself is still way too much in the big 25 coming up to 26. If I become president in the future, just know I'll do 30-hour work weeks. I Shall Speak gets sued for $1 million by a robot company. This is due to him going on stream with the robot and beating it up, apparently breaking it. I get a lawsuit, but $1 million? This couldn't be worth more than $15,000 to make. I hope he wins just off the...
I was about to say, wait, does he own it or did they give it to him? If they gave it to him, that's fair. But if he paid for it and owned it, what the fuck is the point of suing him? He beat the shit out of a robot that he owns. It's fine. That's like buying a car and you get sued by Nissan for crashing it. Nigga, I bought it.
Number they're throwing. Activision announces they're no longer doing back-to-back releases of Call of Duty games. This was due to the last game release, Black Ops 7, being on by everyone universally. The game is so bad, it was released this year and is already on sale for $30.
Damn! Bro, I don't blame... They should have been done this shit though. Because high-key, you're already doing a game, like... Think about it this way, BO6 also had seasons. It also had battle passes. You also had that shit for Modern. You had that shit, you have that shit for Warzone. I'm not gonna lie. Can y'all niggas high-key just either release a campaign every year, make it have money, call it, or B, put zombies in Warzone. Because I'm gonna be honest, Black Ops being one of the only resources for zombies right now is shit. And that other shit you released for zombies that was like dropping in with Warzone, you go from spot to spot, don't do that shit ever again. But no, seriously, take your time with your games, bro. If you guys are gonna drop updates, release seasons anyway, there's no point of releasing one every year. It made sense when there wasn't really battle passes and it was just a shit ton of progression that would take people a while. And by the next time the next one comes around, you'll probably have done as much as you really have wanted to. But it makes no sense to keep dropping it if they're gonna do the battle pass shit. Because honestly, run the battle pass for maybe like 2 to 3 years while you're working diligently on the next game. So that by the time the next one comes out, guess what? We have a good game and we have good shit.
People have been saying instead of releasing a game every year, wait a couple of years, then release something.
Right!
Australia officially banned social media for people aged 16 and under. They released the list of what's banned and
still
not
fine,
banned, with the obvious culprits being banned, but and under. They released the...
I'm not gonna hold you. You might want to delete Roblox considering what's going on right now. And I'm gonna be honest, take away YouTube Kids. Or just put YouTube, or just delete YouTube overall on that. Because I won't lie to you, YouTube Kids is still fucking dangerous. Like, there's shit on there that'll actually rock kids' brains. But let's be real, there's nothing you can really do about that. I don't know why Google Classroom counts as social media? My nigga, it's an education app. What? Discord, I don't think that should be on there personally, but okay. GitHub makes sense. WhatsApp, yeah, Lego Play, Steam. I just think out of all the ones that should not be on here, Discord and maybe YouTube Kids.
A list of what's banned and not banned, with the obvious culprits being banned. But weirdly enough, they left Discord to not...
Yeah, like what the fuck? Discord?
Not be banned. If you wanted to protect kids, this should be the first one being banned.
Oh God!
Older generations genuinely have zero knowledge on things with the youth and what happens. The ban...
Bro, please, to anyone making big ass decisions in offices about what you want to ban, literally go on any site like YouTube, TikTok, whatever, and look up is this site a problem? You'll find a video that says yes. You'll find videos that say no. You'll find videos that say maybe. But just do at least a little bit of more research. Because I guarantee you, you could even type in it. Matter of fact, I will. I could type in Google, is Discord dangerous to children? It's a search that comes up. Shit says yes. So the fact that you specifically allow Discord for people under the age of 16 or 16 and under, kind of fucking crazy.
And it's poorly implemented too because people have bypassed it with printing out pictures. The architects
Oh
of
my
AI
God.
get named as Times Person of the Year. Can't wait to see all these dudes go bankrupt when the AI bubble pops. Zootopia
Yep.
2 becomes the fastest PG rated film to make $1 billion. John Cena officially retires, ending his legendary 23-year run.
Love the
WWE
man.
might be cooked after this. Like, what does it
Alright,
have,
maybe.
Logan Paul? There's not a single soul there right now that could live up to this status. We salute you off, King. The Oscars decides to move to YouTube starting in 2029. It's crazy seeing the tides change growing.
Starting in 2029? Why not just starting now? Why make an announcement? That's like announcing a game that's gonna come out in 10 years. I'm not gonna lie. The fuck was the point of announcing that?
Up and all the old media dying off and coming to social media. Okay, this time
It actually happened.
the Epstein Files by law officially released on December 19th.
Yeah,
No official politicians
release.
were shown in it except Bill Clinton, meaning Trump did nothing wrong, our politicians did nothing wrong, and we can all move on.
Talk about blacking out. I don't know if I can get a close-up of my phone. This is one of the documents that the Justice Department released. It's 100 pages.
Right.
This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see. It's all black. It's just 100 pages of redacted. That's the transparency we're getting.
I don't even understand why they released it.
Bro, they literally were like, yeah, Bill, Winnie the Pooh, my fault with that. And fucking this guy. Yeah, that's it. Everything else is blacked out. Bye-bye. Like if that ain't the most cover-up conspiracy, most I'm protecting my own bullshit. How the fuck do we get both sides to agree on it and we still fuck up? Oh my God, talking about we're blacking out the victims. Black out their faces. We can still, I guarantee you, this page, hold on, is my camera blocking it? I guarantee you, this page probably had a picture of someone important that they just didn't want to show, and they were like, well, we gotta protect the victims. Brother. Bro, like, I understand blacking out victim names and victim photos so that they're not approached now, but if there's literally politicians and shit that need to be revealed on that shit, like seriously, I guarantee you, Trump is in that shit, but it's blacked out. We have photos with the man already anyway.
It's gonna be the result. They really rolled the out like how Cardi did I Am Music. We got pictures of Winnie the Pooh with it.
Right!
More framing of Michael Jackson.
Actually fucking no, don't even, no.
Who it's already
actually fucking
by a
stupid.
victim he did nothing there. This man has been gone for 16 years and is still getting false allegation slander. Crazy. They made a mistake though because they got Trump on
one line.
In a court case from 2020, it's explained that Epstein introduced a 14-year-old to Trump. He then elbowed him and said, "This is a good one, right?"
Where Trump then smiled and shaked his head in agreement.
And again, he's still running shit.
People in the government definitely getting killed over this one. I can almost guarantee some intern there completely forgot to take this out. There's no defense for a 60 or 70-year-old man to not know the age of a goddamn 14-year-old child. To me, the way it looks, either way he's if he says he didn't know her age, people will say, how can you not tell that's a child? And if he lies and says it's fake news, the most likely outcome, he'll look more guilty. According to one of the main politicians, Ro Khanna, who led the effort to release it, they only released 2.5 gigabytes out of 300 gigabytes.
Oh.
3 or 4? How many people were involved in this? And the day after, they started removing the couple of photos that Trump was actually in the files on, which weren't even photos of him doing things with anyone. It was already public photos Epstein had with him. I can't fathom a US government being this incompetent and thinking people are this stupid. It's not the 70s. We got internet and social media where we see everything now.
My nigga, are we forgetting we have the Discord group that hacked the fucking that not even hacked, that released Pentagon info? My nigga, you fuck up enough times as the government, some Discord group is just gonna be like, nah, fuck this. We're going to make a plan. They're gonna do some Ocean's 11 shit and somehow get these unredacted. I can guarantee you, weren't people finding ways to basically unredact this shit already? Like, how the fuck do we do this? I'm not gonna lie. It's getting to a point where it's like, you're really working against yourselves. Just 24/7 working against yourselves. It's horrible. Actually, some of the worst shit in the world, bro.
I hope we see more in the future, and all the people involved in this have to be kicked out the government. I'm sure in the next year's timeline, I'll be covering the impeachment and arrest of the people who covered this up. Jake Paul fights Anthony Joshua, getting knocked out in the 6th round.
Best fight I ever watched in my life.
Getting his jaw broken. Surprise, surprise, when Jake Paul doesn't fight a senior citizen or a random homeless man he found on the street, he gets completely clobbered and folded on the...
Nah, cause bro, it's so funny. I was watching the fight. The ref kept having to give him warnings about doing the hug shit. And it's like, bro, this is not Creator Clash from what? Fucking 2020, 21? Like, get the fuck out of here with this shit.
But to me, that's a perfect way to end off the year. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of 2025. Thank you to everyone that watched me this year. We're going for the milli for sure by next year.
Yeah, bro. I hope he gets... Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, nah. He hitting the mill this year for sure. I'm surprised he hasn't hit the mill, though. Like, Tommy's a goat, high-key. I've been watching Tommy for a minute. Like, Tommy's a goat. So the fact he hasn't hit the mill is crazy. But with all of that shit being said, that is the 2025 timeline by TommyNFG. Make sure you guys go check out the original video. Please like and subscribe this video. This was damn near 2 hours. Please, I have to edit this shit. Yeah, I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all later. We'll probably have more Tommy videos in the rotation. Like, not even probably. We'll definitely have more Tommy videos in the rotation eventually. But we'll go ahead and just end it, man. Follow the Twitch, social medias, everything, man. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Kick the body once just to be sure. Oh yeah, that's a red dead deputy. Full clip with the red dead weaponry. Go try to still walk with it next to me. Bullets beats out of they hit him with force. Boys ride with no bitch in the back of it. Yeehaw from the burn, I'm smacking it. Put the weed cigar on, I'm packing it. Red shot, hit him all you see is a red dot.